Everybody's Invicta. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Sunday, Mosh Pit. We are now only 3 away from Christmas and only 2 away from the 6 or Die Challenge. Thank you all for making it possible so far. I hope you have a fantastic holiday weekend going on into the Christmas week here. We do have another Christmas artwork brought to you by Jens Erik Anderson on the Invicta subreddit. Title of the thread was Santa Claus. Santa Claus. I love it. I do love the fact that he's got blue eyes and he looks kind of like a White Walker, but also really awesome. It's very endearing, and thank you very much to Jens. Again, all the artwork that you've seen here on these memes of the day from Jens and anybody out there you can find on the Invicta subreddit. Let's hop on in and get rocking and rolling. Also, I may have said yesterday was Friday. I don't remember if I dreamed that or not. Oh boy. But it's possible I may have said yesterday was Friday. Sorry about that. Echo Golf Mike 4 Alpha Foxtrot Yankee 1. We've got a Doc Brown haircut. Also, we got Mom's bracelet and Mom's key, which is great. Problem is that it is Curse the Blind, so our tears rate is passable. Movement speed's good. Damage is good. Yeah, the only thing we have is negative luck, and again, it's 1 HP, so we got to be a little bit careful. Like I said, we got to be a little bit careful here, being on only 1 HP, especially with these green flies here. So, not a fantastic start, but I do appreciate the game. At least give me my half heart back. So what we can do with Mom's bracelet is we can basically just pick up objects like this, and we can start searching for crawl spaces, all that kind of stuff. We can pick up tinted rocks and throw them without needing a bomb. It's very useful. Another thing that's very nice about them is that you can actually pick up the host hats. If you do find a regular host, you don't have to worry about waiting for them to. I think I'm just gonna buy the soul heart now. Well, yeah, we should probably buy the soul heart now. You don't have to wait for them to actually fire. You can just pick up their hats and that'd be it. Another thing here that you can do is you can actually do this. You take a bomb rock into a boss room, which is something. It's one of my favorite tricks anyway. You go hit. There we go. That was actually really closer than I was expecting it to be towards Isaac there. You need to be a little bit cautious about that because that could have yeeted our entire soul heart plan away. There we go. Look at the damage there. So much physical damage you get from throwing rock. We do get an HP upgrade, and we're not going to take any blind items, so we'll just head on down. So we had lots of questions of the episode from last week's episode. The battery is found in me episode, which obviously was a Metallica reference. I figured, we had batteries in that episode. It made sense to me. But we had a fair bit of questions. I mean, it usually happens on a Sunday as well because many people you'll be surprised how many people actually watch the Sunday episodes and then go back and leave a comment like a day or two after the fact. Look at 5 bombs here. I'd like to get a little bit more stats if possible, but it's only 4-2. There was several ones. So the first one that got a lot of upvotes that I won't spend too much time on because I've already answered it before. This one came in from Too Much Wub, who said, question of the episode, what are your favorite trinkets? My favorite trinket, obviously, I mean, it's pretty standard. This is something I've also made multiple tier lists for, and I think we're due for another tier list probably at the start of 2025. But the cancer trinket, obviously, I think that one is one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one. Curved horn, the one that gives you damage. The cancer trinket, by the way, gives you a tears rate upgrade that will break the tears cap pretty severely, and it's very nice. Cracked crown is great. Of course, I love M. You cannot go wrong with the sigil of Baphomet either, the one that gives you the damage shield every time you kill an enemy. There's too many to list, so really just take your pick from that. So thank you very much, Too Much Wub. And then also someone said, this one came in. This is the second most upvoted comment. Came in from Lego Gamer, who said, question of the episode, how were you introduced to Isaac? So I was introduced by Lethal Frag many years ago. In fact, you can go look at the first impressions video that I did. That was the first time I had ever booted up Isaac after watching Frag play for a fair bit of time, a year or two, I would say. And Isaac finally got on sale for a Steam sale. I paid like I think $2 or $3 for it total, and tried it out. That first impressions video of Vanilla Isaac, that is literally the first time I've ever played Isaac. And I was inspired. I was inspired to just play it, and then I saw that it it could be a successful series because I was also eventually a fan of NL, of Ryan. Ooh, Mama Mega. We also got Chaos in here, which I actually don't want. I still can't believe how much money we put in the donation machine yesterday. I was inspired by Ryan, of course. At the time, he was playing Isaac every single day. This was in vanilla, so he would do, he would do win streak runs, and then he would do random runs, that sort of stuff. So that really showed me that Isaac can be my everyday game. It wasn't meant to ever be my main game, of course. That was MOBAs and Heroes of the Storm, but obviously Isaac became my main horse in the race here. And it was so funny because I've told the story many times. I mean, when I've been talking for years essentially at this point, but I would even say decades, or a decade. So some of you are bound to have heard this story before, but the TLDR is that I was miserable playing Heroes of the Storm, doing solo queue crap. I absolutely hated playing with pugs, and it was a miserable experience for most of the time, especially with the lack of any sort of matchmaking that Blizzard had for Heroes of the Storm. And Isaac, because after I started playing Isaac, I was like, man, I actually really like this game. I didn't think that, I'll be honest, I didn't think that I would like Isaac. I thought that it was just one of those shock games to be shockful, like, ooh, it's got poop, ooh, it's got blood, wow, so edgy. But I obviously eventually took a real strong liking to it, and I liked Ed. I thought Ed was a cool guy. He still is a cool guy, but yeah. And then Isaac became my sort of vacation game to be my break away from the annoyance that was Heroes of the Storm. Can we put this down without it destroying me? No, we can't. Okay. You would think that you could put it just back down, but apparently not. I hate that we got Haunt here, because not only does that take away one of our soul hearts, but it also means that we have to fight Haunt 100% of the way instead of like 50% of the way. We do have a bomb, though. Bombs do tend to kind of own Haunt. You can see right here. That's what should have happened. Okay, Tears upgrade and a shot speed upgrade, and we will absolutely take contract from below, brother. Especially when we're talking about having Mom's Key. And then last but not least, so anyway, that was the story there, and I was absolutely miserable playing Here's a Storm. Isaac came in at the perfect time for me, and then Husky, who is one of my best friends and still is one of my best friends, he was like, "Hey, you got to stop playing this Binding of Isaac game. It's killing your channel." And I normally listen to what Husky used to tell me back in the day, because he was pretty much always right. I mean, he knew more about the game than anything. Not Isaac, but I mean the game as in like the YouTube game. I'm gonna take Mama Mega. I'm not gonna take Chaos. But this was the one time that I defied him, because I was like, "No, dude, I don't care if it makes people unsub from the channel, whatever. Like, I gotta have this game for my own sanity's sake." And another Curse of the Blind. Okay. So 2 Curse of the Blinds and 3 floors is pretty hellacious. I'm not going to use Mama Mega on this. If I'm going to use Mama Mega, it's going to be on a floor that I can actually see the items that get produced by Tinted Rocks, by anything, or just random items that may show up. So, yeah. Gonna wait on Mama Mega once again. I think that we're way far ahead on Boss Rush, so I don't have to worry about that. And then last but not least, another question of the episode, which got a similar amount of upvotes here. This one coming in from Desmorsan, or Desmorsan. Excuse me for a second. Gotta be careful. There's lots of moving bits in this room. Tigran should be to the left of here, by the way, but not guaranteed. Just now realizing that our range is actual like garbage right now. Who said, Desmorsan, who said, question the episode, what piece of media has permanently changed you? Be it either a book or a game or a movie or a comic, anything that had an actual effect on you, the way that you see the world, for better or for worse. Love the episodes, much love. Thank you very much, Desmorsan. As far as media, no, we can't. I will not take a blind planetarium item. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, we can spend 1 bomb to get 2 more keys here, essentially.
Of spades.
It's hard to not say Pokemon. Pokemon would be a very, very, very strong influence on me for obvious reasons. It introduced my love it reintroduced really my love of trading cards, because I used to collect sports cards when I was a little kid, and I loved baseball cards. And Pokemon obviously has had a profound impact on even today. With me being an adult now, it's like, you know, Pokemon. Half of my life revolves around Pokemon. So, that one is one of the bigger ones. But I would say that as far as games, I mean, I can't not say Isaac, but by extension, I also can't not say World of Warcraft. Because WoW really started everything for me. Without WoW, without World of Warcraft, I wouldn't have had Lauder, and I wouldn't have had Sinvicta. Which means that I would not have been making PvP videos, which means I would have never had the video editing talent that I did to make the videos and have them, you know, blow up on Warcraft movies. And then I would have never, by extension there, I would have never been able to meet Husky. And because I met Husky, that was it. I mean, he was the one who convinced me to say, he said, hey, you know, you should try doing this. You should try doing YouTube. You know, your editing skills are good. And I already had a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel that you're watching right now used to have all my Lauder videos on it. I took them down eventually because of copyright stuff. Because I mean, when I was like, you know, young, making those PvP videos and stuff, I didn't care about copyright. I was like, whatever. You know, I was like, I don't care if they get copyright blocked. I'm not making money on this. You know, I've got a job, which was sort of true at the time, but the amount of money I was making as an IT tech, it's hard to call that a job. But yeah, I think that World of Warcraft has to be the biggest influence. It was my first ever MMO. Outside of, well, technically that's not true. I played Final Fantasy 11, and I played Star Wars Galaxies. That was my first MMO. But my first MMO that I spent a lot of time. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Galaxies. I spent even more time in Final Fantasy 11. It pales in comparison to the amount of time I spent in WoW. PvP, making videos, all that stuff. Just raiding. I mean, I was doing vanilla raiding. We were in a very high-end guild back in the day on Cenarius. I mean, it was, you know, it was something I had never experienced in video games before. So I was like totally hooked on it. And then, you know, meeting Husky, making the YouTube channel actual thing, and yeah, I think WoW is the answer there. Again, Isaac is an extension of that, because I would not have even been playing this game probably. I wouldn't even be doing YouTube if it weren't for WoW. I don't know what I would have been doing, to be honest. We're of course going to inevitably get hit here. And this is a product of us having very bad range, by the way. Having to get close to Frail here. This is not a fight that we win in the close range, as you see right there. And you may be noticing that most of our shots are not landing, which is lowering our damage substantially. We do get a range upgrade here, but we can't take anything because it's a blind item. We'll just head on down. That was a 6-minute floor. So we went from being pretty much well ahead of boss rush to now we are not going to make boss rush, as in we've got to hold on to a Mama Mega. And because we had 2 blind floors, again, this is a self-inflicted wound, admittedly so. I am aware that this is something that I'm doing to the run myself by not taking blind items. But look, you got to have conviction in this stuff, all right? You don't be successful by switching it up to what you're accustomed to, and you know, we like winning here. So I'm not gonna switch the formula just to take blind items unless if we're absolutely desperate. But because of the 2 out of 3 Curse of the Blinds that we've gotten, now we're in a situation where we're not going to have the stats. We don't have the items to carry us past the next level of a power curve here, which is going to be us making boss rush. Stuck. And these little hits here and there are going to quickly add up. Again, these little hits that we're taking here and there are going to quickly add up, and this is starting to become a little tilting here. So we gotta hunker down, because this is spent too much time not paying attention to the game, and we're sitting in a dangerous situation here. But we have to hold on to Mama Mega because we need to get the extra item now out of the scarcity that was born from us getting 2 floors that were blind items almost back to back. And fading on a devil deal that we have no idea exactly what was in there, and we never will, is, again, it's just going to be another one of those things that it's the cost of doing business. Feels like the boss down here. Did get the mom transformation. Contract from below is doing great giving us keys. I wish it would give us chests, though. Secret room is probably here. Yeah, this is not a good fight for us. I'm glad that we got a range upgrade, don't get me wrong. But this is not a good fight for us because our damage is not... Oh, you jerk. Brother. What is this try-hard rag mega stuff? You get a Tears upgrade and also a Soul Heart. And we will take the Pact. I know that fire that thing was tuned up, ready to fire at us. Okay, so we get damage, we get Tears rate. The Tears rate is now capped at 5, so we've hit the soft cap. Now what we want to do is we need to go find the item room, of course, need to find the secret room, and get a bomb for us to go into the secret room. Yeah, so if we still had Mom's bracelet, I could pick this host hat up and then turn it into the red host, which would allow us to basically kill him a lot easier. We'd have to wait for him to lift up his hat. And this run really is it's a good example of why range is one of your best friends in the game. Yeah, we got absolutely smoked on Frail. At this point, by the way, I'm just exploring for a planetarium now, because we know that we're not going to make boss rush, so there's no reason in trying to save Mama Mega for that. We know that we're going to have to keep Mama Mega for the foreseeable future. You want to check up here real quick. This upper part looks suspicious. Our curse room, we could go in the curse room, but right now we don't have any guppy items. We've already been to the devil deal. It's doubtful that we're going to get anything of use in there, so it's gonna walk away. But getting 2 tiers ups here is definitely going to help out, especially with us getting a range upgrade on the last floor. So, you know, we're not stable yet, but we're stabilizing. I'm not going to take the Mimic Chest. I've had enough of Mimic Chest for 1 week. All right, we gotta make some money moves here, and that does not involve getting shot immediately into the first room of the first room of the floor here. Our damage is... Even after getting the pact, our damage feels real bad. Which is kind of crazy considering the fact that, like, our tears rate is is at the soft cap right now, so we shouldn't be struggling with damage that badly. But 4.56, you got to think about it in a different way. 4.56 is only 1 damage removed from base Isaac damage. So it shouldn't, if you phrase it like that, you realize that, oh wait, our damage is actually still kind of bad. The Pact isn't bad. Our damage stat right now is bad. We need more stuff like the Pact in order for it to be good. If we're not going to get good damage, then we need to get some good tier effects. And if we don't get any good tier effects or damage, then we have to go for survivability. This is a room that I refuse to do. I'd rather use one of our only bombs to not have to do that room with the Blorbs. Yeah, see that in that room that we were in last floor with all the bomb flies that were kind of bouncing all over the place. Did you notice how many shots it was taking for us to kill one of them? Yeah, that's not a good sign for our damage here. We cannot be taking these shots. So I said we are stabilizing, but we are not stable yet in terms of our HP. Our greatest limiting factor right now is our damage. So we got to overcome this. Don't have any clue where our item room is yet, by the way. Would love to find it one day. I hear tale of the myth that is having an item room on a floor. Imagine. Where are you guys going? Again, Contract from Below absolutely crushing it with these key drops, but we really, really, really need some either chests or some HP, like an Eternal Heart or something. Once again, we get the stopwatch, which I'm fine with because we needed the movement speed upgrades, and this is going to cut down on the incoming damage quite a bit in terms of survivability. But where in the world is our item room? This map looks like it was a deer that was hit by multiple trucks. And then Isaac was like, ooh, map. Got the chests. Unfortunately, no soul hearts here. If we had red hearts, we'd be definitely in heaven because we have a sack room shuffle right there. Oh, you... Hitting from across the screen like that, huh? Still not stable right now. I mean, we have to take infestation. Friend Finder is... I'm totally off the Friend Finder train. Unless under the most desperate circumstances that we need Friend Finder, there's no way that it's worth it, in my opinion. We could pay 1 bomb and get 2 here. This is where we started, and this is where Lust is. All right, so that would be a absolute nightmare of a full clear floor there. Because remember, we went to that other room over on the far east side of the map. And you know that we're in trouble when we're starting to have to utilize. I mean, this isn't like a want to utilize, a have to utilize the butt knife. Okay, Ace of Clubs doesn't help us, but we do need bombs. That helps us a little bit because that room is annoying. Oh no, we still haven't found the secret room yet. Or the super secret room. I mean, I guess it could be there, but I'd be very surprised. And we get war, which is not going to give us not going to give us any kind of stat upgrade, unfortunately. We just need to not die against him at this point. Black War is not a war that we're going to even try to use the button knife on, because he's just going to do that little pause and then the multi-shot. You don't have the movement speed nor mobility to get away from that. Remember, this is slowed down thanks to the stopwatch, so no Devil Deal. We get ball of bandages, and I think that we are definitely fully on board for a struggle bus right now. Okay, we're going to rip Mama Mega and never look back. Although I do want to get bombs in here first. Fine. 2 troll bombs. Alright. Mama Mega, send us home. We need an absolute dub here. Inside of the boss rush. We need damage. We can't not take this here. We're going to have to survive against 2 bosses in the boss trap room, but, I mean, this is something that is... It's no longer a want, it's a need. It's really close. Wow, where are you shooting at? Because we're nowhere. I mean, I'm glad you're not shooting at me, but I don't know where the hell you're looking at. Tried to get. You saw that spike right over there? You tried to get us at the last second. Oh boy, it's infamy. Oh boy, yeah, I think this is the first official struggle bus run of Repentance Plus. We've had a couple of bad runs in December, but this one's starting to kind of take the cake here. Unless if we get some major turnaround from Boss Rush. Our Fool card here. No, it's a World card. Might as well use it. Obviously, this is going to destroy our donation machine. I don't really care. We get Samson's Chain. Ugh. Gluttony gives us HP. Hallelujah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the stapler is great. I'm happy that we got a damage upgrade. It's just that we need more. We need about double this damage than what we've got right now. There's our Fool card. Fool card's important here because obviously we want to get out of Boss Rush. We do not want to be doing Boss Rush. Not on this run. Get a Judgment card. Would not mind an extra HP upgrade here. You're gonna put this over there, aren't you? I already see it coming. Oh, maybe not. Okay. The golden key here. Not that we need it for this floor, but it's nice to have. The Soul of the Lost means that we can take a free Devil Deal item, but obviously we don't care. We're not looking to take a Devil Deal item, which means that we need to do Boss Rush. surprised that he's super secret. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not surprised. Gonna be above the room that's above the shop. Here's our donation machine. We get a stars card. Now the reverse stars card is it's going to give up one of our HP upgrades, but for 2 items. So that could be interesting if we use it inside of the secret room, regular secret room. All right, so we need to go into boss rush. We need to not kill mom. And we get Spoonbender. Let's go. All right, things are starting to come together now. We can take the Soul of the Lost into the Devil Deal to save us some HP. I'm going to use the Reverse Stars card now inside of the regular secret room. If we get another R key from this, I don't even know what to say at this point. That would be 3 R keys in 4 episodes, I think. What I really want is just, honestly, just give me, like, sausage or something. Something easy. Oh, mama. Well, if we needed damage, we got damage. Binge Eater. The savior of the people. Now we're cooking. Now we don't have to worry about calling this a struggle bus now, because Binge Eater this is where everything turns around. And Spoonbender as well. So this was a huge floor for us to make up for what was basically 30 minutes of pain. Which is what I call my least favorite Scholastic program. I don't know any class that was only 30 minutes. I think classes typically average like an hour each, don't they? Like I was saying yesterday, wouldn't make a good comedian. I think everyone knows that. %, deal with the devil, and that's all I needed to see, game. And Curse of the XL, wow. Yeah, this game is on one today. So it takes away our guaranteed devil deal for now just giving us half of what we deserved. Because essentially we had a guarantee since we missed a 73% on floor 5, right? So floor 6 would have been floor 7, which is this floor here. It would have been a guaranteed devil deal. And then floor 8, which is Utero 2 or Womb 2, would have been a 33% chance. Well, now we only get one of those devil deals, and it's our guaranteed one, which means that we automatically fail another devil deal. So, who's to say that it wouldn't have happened anyway, if with a 33.8% chance, but we will never get to find out on this seed. So hard here, get Judgment. We play Judgment, so at least we have Polar Invincibility. Also, this triggers Infestation 1. Get this Judgment, which could give us potentially a Binge Eater pedestal. Actually, they're both going to give us Binge Eater pedestals, which would be great for the Demon Judgment, because then we're going to get healed and also get more damage. Wow. Binge Eater or Binge Eater. I'm going to trigger Polar Invincibility first, and then Binge Eater's going to heal us, or not. A Binge Eater. And I think I'm going to take Binge Eater. All right, now we got something cooking here with this damage. And that's fine. If the game wants to screw us out of a Devil Deal, it's already messed up by giving us Binge Eater, so whatever. Great block by all bandages there. The Binge Eater is going to give us a temporary declining buff of damage, a damage buff here, and also permanently lower our HP, our movement speed for the trade-off of the stacking damage buff and HP, of course, and also a very big heal on Red Heart HP. So it's very good to have whenever you're talking about playing multiple judgments, especially demon judgments. If you don't get what you want, you can still take the Binge Eater item. It basically heals you for all the HP that you just spent on it. On top of that, you gain a permanent stat bonus from all Binge Eater items as well. And at this point, we're just looking for the boss room. I'm not quite sure what our actual damage is. By the way, I believe Binge Eater got buffed in Repentance Plus. A full clear and a half, brother. I believe it got buffed now because it gives you a stacking, that damage bonus that you get from Binge Eater. Now it acts like Red Stew, where as long as you keep killing stuff, it's going to add to the timer, basically. You notice our damage is actually going up still, despite us having, it's been, you know, well over a minute and a half since we last took our Binge Eater item. And that's just another one of those changes that just shows. I believe that was a change anyway. I could be talking out my butt. But it just shows you just again that shift in philosophy when it comes to Repentance Plus. And they're continuing to show just show that they mean business when it comes to undoing a lot of the Repentance stuff that some players, not everybody of course, but some players found frustrating or just nonsensical. Currently our damage is sitting at 7.99 after taking 2 Binge Eater items. There you go, down goes Daddy, and we get, I will take Speedball, because that at least restores some of our movement speed that we're going to lose from Binge Eater. Basically just letting the butt knife kill anything that moves towards us. I don't know why that shot shifted upwards a little bit. You see here, our damage is still slow. And yep. I'm not entirely sure we got hit by there. All right, so we're going to take Binge Eater. And I'm going to use Soul of the Lost. And we're going to take Binge Eater. Okay. All right. So there you go. 3 wrong directions, everybody. Congrats. We did it. High five. High five. How does he do it? Et cetera, et cetera. It takes real talent to be able to not I mean, we had a 25% chance of success there, and we failed down to absolute 0 going the right direction. Pretty amazing. Our damage now should be, our base damage anyway, should be 8.99, assuming we can't keep it up here by killing things. We still need, yeah, there it goes, it stops. So once the Binge Eater buff stops, then that's where the juice ends. Binge Eater. There's the southern portion of the map, everybody. I think Doc Brown's haircut's like, I think it's making Isaac's forehead slightly bigger. Get Ace of Clubs again. Gonna do that. We have plenty of bombs now, so I don't mind doing this. No. I do mind is doing this freaking room. I mean, we have the potential there for a Steam sale, but I'll never find out. Super Secret Room might be here. Ooh. Well. We get damage and movement speed anyway here, then I am going to take Twisted Pair. Remember, we're going to get 4 HP as soon as we get into the chest, so I don't care about going super low life. I mean, we're not super low life here. We still have 5.5 hearts, so we're going to be fine against Isaac. But if worse came to worse, we would be able to get 4 HP upgrades plus Binge Eater stats from the chest. All we got to do is just make it there, not die to Isaac, which is not going to happen. At least not on this run, anyway. On the 6 or Die challenge, I don't know. I definitely, there are some things that I'm worried about with that run. But in order to get there, we got to get 3,000 likes, so keep it going, Mosh Pit. So with Binge Eater pedestals, you got to be careful we don't walk into the chest too long, otherwise it will essentially just screw you and make you take the first item that it decides to. But yeah, this is all Binge Eater here. All Binge Eater. And my reflection, no bleeding. We're still gonna take Binge Eater. So at the end of the day, it took a Binge Eater pickup to break the struggle bus wide open here. Now we're cruising on into Winsville, but it was a struggle. It was definitely a trek, I would say. But with this amount of damage now, our shot speed's insane. The shot speed does not go down. And Binge Eater, by the way, it does give you permanent buffs. In case you don't know the item, it does still give you permanent buffs. And they're quite good buffs as well. It's just that the Binge Eater damage buff happens to just be a temporary one, but you still gain a permanent damage bonus regardless of the how long the buff lasts or not. There we go. And we've gone the wrong way again. How does he do it? Okay, there's the southern portion of the map, and we now have only 2 directions to go that we haven't gone yet. That might be the right way. What was that bomb doing? Get 2 Binge Eater items here. Perfectly fine with that. And we have, yep, there we go. Yep. I think that's 4. That's almost 4 floors in a row that we have gone the the only way we could have gone, that would have been the worst way possible. Thankfully, we're not on a low life situation here. And we're going to absolutely body the game now. But the frequency of our full clears is quite legendary. I think most people in the community know about it by now. So one of the most legendary comments ever was somebody accused me of doing full clears on every single map because I wanted to increase the watch time on my videos. So they said I was doing it deliberately because they somehow had worked out by some equation that it was mathematically impossible for someone to find so many full clears so frequently unless they were doing it deliberately. That one will always stick with me. That one and the Trisagian comment. Those two are legendary comments in the mosh pit. So we are going to get the dub here. Again, it was a struggle. It was a full clear struggle bus of epic proportions, but we are going to make it, everyone. And, you know, what a way to start off the week. December continues to just be a very, very weird month for us. So we'll see what Christmas brings us this year. I hope that it gives us a good Christmas run. That'll be fun. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you click the like button. Remember, as of the time of this recording, we're only 2 marks away from getting the next like streak goal of the 6 or Die challenge, which means I'm going to be forced to doing 6 victory laps. If by some way one of these videos gets to 10,000 likes before we hit the like streak goal, I'll be doing 10 victory laps, which is almost assuredly going to end in certain death. But you never know. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Like I said, have a great start to your holiday week. And thank you, as I die here on the mic, for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great start to your Sunday. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Seven Fangs, Sampudu, and OWTF LOL. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.